What's going on, y'all? It's Greg with Greg Said It. On a wonderful spring day. It's finally spring officially. Got a little cold front in Atlanta, but hey. And got a nice little situation going on in Colorado. Spring camp started yesterday, technically. And man, we got a little buzz going. Everybody's excited. Some guys emerging already. Jalante, I think that's how you say it, Wester. And also Mario Miller budding up. Everybody's saying, hey, we got some receivers. Will Smith haven't come yet. Timmons may have not come yet. I know Russell haven't come. So we still got some guys still to come. We got our little young receivers. Draylon Miller still haven't come yet. So, man, we still got some pieces coming. But it's looking good from what they're seeing. And, hey, it's a lot of positivity. But there's one thing that I have said, and I really haven't heard a lot of people talk about. And if any message need to get back to the camp, I'm gonna reiterate it. We hear a lot of talk about who's gonna start, who's the starter. That's cute. That's good. But we got a whole college season. After we seen what happened last year, we should have a different perspective. Because last season, we hobbled our way into the last game without a quarterback who's going to break a record that game, even being hurt the last few games, without our leading receiver who was going to break a record that game. And, yeah, we really beat Utah, but it shows the depth issue that we had. The offensive line struggled the whole year. After the first quarter of the season, it was a wrap. People shuffling all over the place. It was chaotic. I mean, Travis Hunter went down. The secondary was shuffling all over the place. And it really showed. Yeah, you got great players, but our biggest concern is that certain people like Travis and Shador go down. Because it's a drop. It's a significant drop. Same thing with our offensive line. Savion Washington was considered the best lineman. He went down, the line went down, and he hobbled his way back in. He was never the same because he never could recover. We got to look at the fact that we need all those guys in every position to step up. We need everybody to contribute at their best level, but we need everybody to know their role. And your role is not less. It's less as far as ranking, but it's important. That guy who's coming in to relieve our offensive line, our defensive line. It's important to have people who can come in and the talent level just doesn't drop off. It's important to have people who can maintain the game plan if somebody gets hurt or somebody needs a break for a play, a possession, a quarter, a game, a few games. When we get to the point where we only elevate and value and acknowledge the guys who start, as if these other guys not going to play and be called upon at some point, even if it's just on a rotational level, we don't need, when our good guy, a starter come out, that it's a significant difference and that we notice the difference. We need it to maintain. We got to get better at appreciating all the contributions to the team, especially on that offense and defensive line. Who going to start? It don't matter who you start. Do you finish? It don't matter if you start and the other guy take your spot. It don't matter if you start and you get hurt. It don't matter if you start game 1, but don't make it a game 4 or game 5. It's not about the start is what I'm concerned about as much as it is the finish. I'm more concerned about what it's going to take to finish this season. 12 games, regular season, and you have the nerve to say you want to go to a playoff. It's not just a bowl, one more game, but a playoff with at least a few games. Now you've extended the playoff. You potentially paying about 15 games if your dream come true. We seen how hard it was to make it to 12. Our quarterback didn't make it. Our receiver didn't make it. A lot of players didn't make it. Or they didn't make it consistently. They may have made it in the end, but it was going in the middle. They was going in the beginning. We had a lot of players that, like I said, ironically enough, we recruited injured, and they never made it through the season. They never made it into the game. Now, a lot of those guys should be back this year. But what we don't want to do is put so much on them. Because mentally and physically, it's not even necessary. We got enough a quality of rotational receivers to have a very strong, balanced team without wearing down one person. So the longevity and the health of our key players can be maintained. Why waste them? Why make them play every down, every series when you don't have to? We got a guy that can play just as good. Keep that rotation going because we need them fresh when it counts. We need them fresh when it's time to make the run for the Big 12, the championship, the conference championship. We need them ready. If you do make the playoff, you don't want to go in, people are limping. Our rotation game is probably going to be the most important thing. Everybody's not talking about it. Our ability to bring different players in and keep our players fresh and injury-free without the egos of who getting the most snaps or who played the whole game or, stats. Because we're going to need the player more than the stats at the end of the day. We're going to need less ankle injuries and less hamstring and groin injuries and physical injuries because, hey, you play less snaps, the chances of doing that is less. Overworking the body to lead to you compensating to create an injury is less when you get the proper rest, right? I want to see more understanding of the team as a unit. Let's talk about who is starting and more talk about what you're going to do when you get in. I don't care if you start or not. Be ready when you go in, whether it's because of giving them a break, whether it's for a series, or whether it's because of injury. And put weight on all of it. Don't just put weight on the starter. Don't make people jealous because they're not starting. Let them know your role is just as valuable because when that starter come out, I don't want to see no drop-off. I don't want to see sacks coming in on the line. I don't want to see lack of pressure coming in from the defensive line. I don't want to see I put you in the secondary fall apart. I want to see a continuation of performance. You see that a lot in basketball, that you take certain people out in the game, just get away, you got to hurt them, put them back in. You don't want to see that. You want to see, I took you out the backfield. The other guy came in, he did his thing. He gave you a breather. We're not putting too much on you because we need you to last past 2 or 3 games. We don't need to run you into the ground. That was what we were talking about with Travis. How much should he have to play? He shouldn't. If you realize that you claim you want to win a championship, you need Travis fresh, injury-free throughout the year. You don't have to play that many downs on offense. You don't have to play the same amount of downs on offense as defense. Yeah, he's going to get in. But when he get in, he can be more effective because you didn't have to overuse him and his body can maintain. You want the full-blown Travis when you get to the Big 12 championship. You want the Travis that showed up week 1 as close as possible. You don't have to play 200 downs on both sides of the ball because you see you got Will Shepherd coming in. You got Amarion Miller still there. You see you got Webster still there. You still got Jimmy Horn there. He ain't got to tweak his hamstring every second. You still got some young guys like Draylon Miller coming in. We got people coming in. We still got Caleb Mathis there. We still got some guys that was there last year that nobody really paid attention to. That these guys say they pretty good. Got a lot of depth at receiver. Got a lot of depth at DB. Same thing. Got a lot of safeties. I'm not saying mess up people's momentum, but I'm saying use them differently. I keep saying don't put no Sylvan Craig on the red zone goal line defense. When you know they're going to run the ball, you got your smallest safety out there. Put your big boys out there. Go get your big boys you ready to hit. You just moved, I know you got Travis J there. He a bigger safety. Put him on out there. We got big cornerbacks that will come up to hit, like Cooper. Move them to safety. We know they come up and hit and they bigger. Use them when, just use our players correctly. Situational. Or, depending on personnel of the other team. Let's use our players wisely. Use them where they best fit. And everybody be happy. And keep people healthy. Help people value their role more so than their ego. Value your position on the team when you call more so than I started. Because you can start, stink it up, and somebody else come in and take your spot. It's not about the start. It is always about the finish, because that's what all counts in the end. What's on that scoreboard. And that's when we're going to see what's on that stat sheet. You was on the paper, you know, on the list when they list who the starters are in the beginning of the game. But what did you do? And regardless of if you listed on that sheet or not, we need to know, did you come in and contribute? Did you help us win? And that's all that matters. Start or no start. And we need everybody. But it's Greg said it. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what y'all think about this topic here. I'll talk to y'all soon.